Hello everyone! This video talks about how the Lingling situation has gotten even worse, Orm getting dragged into it, frustrated fans reacting over the girl rule, Namtan apology, Anda Lukyao allegedly being taken advantage of, and I'll also be talking about the criticism around air, shades, and much more. Everything is time-stamped. Lingling has been having a really rough past couple of weeks. At this point, she really needs to do some blessing ceremony for herself because, girl, now she's getting dragged for her acting in PP Crit's new single, Good Not Enough. X is going crazy over the crying scene, calling the acting embarrassing, bad, and everything in between. Comments like, "It's almost her 8th acting anniversary, right? Her fans must be so proud, because even after 8 years, her acting skills still remain impressively unchanged. The way people are hating on her right now, first for allegedly reposting Wynn's post, and now this. To me, it feels like people are just looking for reasons to hate on her and hurt her at this point. It's pretty much turning into a witch hunt. We've kind of lost objectivity here. That's the energy all of this is giving." I watched the MV myself, and my first reaction was honestly that the crying scene could have used one more take. The emotion was there, but the execution felt a little forced. The moment I saw it, I immediately know this is going to get trolled. And unfortunately, it is getting trolled very badly. That being said, the level of trolling has gone way overboard. If you thought nothing worse could happen to Lingling, it did. She was on a TikTok live with PP Crit to promote the MV, and then suddenly, Chinese investigators allegedly found out, and I really need to emphasize the word allegedly because I do not want legal problems, Lingling and Wynn are apparently living together. And this is the new evidence that's everyone's posting. People are claiming Lingling was in Wynn's house during the live because the curtains in the background match the curtains from some of his pictures. And ever since then, all hell has broken loose. Tweets like, "Channel 3 clearly knows that Wynn Ling are living together, yet just to sell tickets, they turn a blind eye, lie through their teeth, edit videos, and even use a voice changer when speaking to avoid being recognized." Now the curtain investigation has gotten so out of hand that Orm was at an event yesterday, and in this video her staff literally asked her about the curtains. The staff said, "The curtains look kinda similar though." And Orm replied, "Those are the curtains at my house, but yesterday I went to my friend's house to work on my thesis." Now people are questioning where Lingling actually was. Was she at Orm's house or Wynn's house? Even Orm's solo fans got triggered by this because, it was supposed to be her special day. She is celebrating her birthday with her family. They feel like Orm is being used to cover up this entire mess for Lingling. That is literally what fans are writing right now. I'm not making this up. Meanwhile, fans are calling the whole thing fake and saying the curtain textures are different, so she definitely wasn't at Orm's home. Orm wasn't home either, so why would Lingling be at her home when she is working on thesis at friend's house? People are posting so much stuff about Lingling right now that some of it doesn't even make sense anymore. I've literally seen people bringing up trademark investigations involving her brands, and I don't even understand what they're trying to prove with this. And then we got probably the saddest news out of all of this. Lingling's dog Tofu, who was around 14 years old, passed away. That is heartbreaking. It's so sad. Can we please give this woman a break? Right now, it feels like these trolls just want a reaction out of her. They're saying they feel deceived because of fan service, and that Lingling should just admit she's with Wynn. That's basically the narrative they're pushing. Next, we have more frustrated fans. I feel so sorry for Anda Lukyao fans. If you don't know, they're the couple from Love Senior, which came out 3 years ago, by the way. And after a 3-year long wait, mind you, Star Hunter finally had their blessing ceremony for 2 of their announced series, Kom Kleng and Remain. Now, Remain is AL's next series, but we're not getting it this year. Fans are really frustrated and angry about it because we have to wait until next year to watch this show. It's not coming out this year. Star Hunter actually partnered with WeTV. It's the same platform that did Queendom, so now they've announced that their next GL to air is going to be Kom Kleng rather than Remain, and fans are not happy about it. I literally have not seen a single happy or positive comment under any of their announcement posts. Comments like, "See, he deceived fans with fake promises that the series would air in late 2025, then early 26, then mid 26, and now it's 27. All money spent on fan meets and top spender events is gone, and the girls have had no series for 3 years. Fans, fame, career, all gone." AL fans are saying they feel betrayed. The company has made fans wait for so long already, and there is still more waiting. People feel like the company is using the AL fandom to hype up other new couples and GLs, so no one is happy about it. Now, Com Klang is scheduled to start filming next month, and they said it is planned to air in August. WeTV is collaborating on both of these projects. They released a statement after some heavy backlash, basically telling fans that their outrage after 3 years is a bit too much and asking them to stop attacking the company and streaming platforms they have partnered with over the airing schedule. They're saying the decision about which series airs first and the scheduling is mainly up to the platform that bought the rights, not just the company. Some fans have been leaving harsh and disrespectful comments because things didn't go the way they wanted. That kind of behavior can actually hurt the actors' careers by damaging relationships with sponsors, partners, and platforms. They're asking fans to support artists in a more positive and respectful way instead of fighting online while claiming it's for protecting the artists. At the end, they reassure fans that the company will continue supporting all their actors and making quality projects. Now, as much as I want Anda and Lenamiu back in a GL, I have to admit it makes sense why they chose to produce and air Com Klang first. Let's be honest for a second, this series has much more potential to break into the competitive GL market that Thai GL has become this year. Remain, in comparison to Com Klang, doesn't look as strong based on the pilot and teasers they've released so far. I hope the company proves me wrong because after a 3.5-year wait, this show better be worth it. I think, putting things into perspective, if Com Klang becomes a hit and reaches its potential, it's something very different from what we're seeing right now. It's a supernatural mystery drama, heavily rooted in Thai culture. Even the actresses performed a traditional dance at the ceremony. It could really be a hit and do wonders for the company, maybe even their big comeback into GL. Although the company released My Only Sunshine recently, which did decent numbers in terms of views and reception, it didn't quite reach top-tier GL status. As so Com Klang can do that, hopefully, I have some serious expectations for it. Well, unfortunately, being an AL fan is not easy. The long hiatus is absolutely frustrating. There's nothing we can do except wait, more waiting. Now, let's talk about some of the shows I've been watching. Spoiler alert, there are going to be spoilers ahead, along with the discourse that's been going on. First, the talk of the town, the Girl Rules discourse this week has basically broken all records. I don't think I've seen so many fandoms collectively agreeing that Girl Rules is bad before this week. This is actually something I've been avoiding for the past 2 weeks. If you watch my videos, you know I haven't talked about it recently, and the reason is simple. My feelings about the show have changed, and I've started to feel like it's just not good enough. And guess who apologized after all the backlash this week? My girl Namtan. She apologized to fans for the disappointment, saying she did her best. And yes, she really did her best. These women carried the show on their shoulders. With a medium budget, messy editing, and questionable writing, the show has only survived because of the actresses and fans who have been supporting it from day one. Now with episode 11, every fandom is upset. Milk Love fans are mad about the unfair screen time and annoying mother storyline being forced. ViewMim fans are upset over a scene involving a poorly worded definition of non-binary. This was the moment many were waiting for, the show addressing Min's sexuality properly. And instead, this is what we got. Some people are saying it's a bad subtitle or mistranslation, but that doesn't really excuse the team either. It is still their responsibility to check these things. I also have a question. How old are Min and Priyo? Does anyone know? Did I miss something? They keep talking about an age difference, but I feel like they haven't actually mentioned their ages clearly, unless I really missed it. Like, we know Prim is 26. I remember fans even making jokes about that. Now, Min and Prim are best friends, so Min could be around 25 to 27 maybe. On Twitter, someone said Min is 25. So, how old is Priyo then? Is she 19 or 20? What age difference are we talking about here? And how can someone like Min, who has been attracted to girls before but didn't act on it because of her homophobic family, who has a lesbian best friend and basically built a company where everyone is somehow gay, not even know basic terms like bisexual? It just feels like bad writing. The show is ticking boxes instead of actually understanding what it's talking about. I don't know what's going on in the writer's room. It feels like they're trying to force in scenes where young queer people explain bisexuality and non-binary identities to older characters. But it's written awkwardly. Now moving on, the girl in Girl Rules stands for Bambi. I used to love this character for being badass, but now I just don't like it the same way anymore. My feelings have drastically changed for Bambi. I know Bambi defenders are working overtime trying to defend her for so many things, even using her mental health as an excuse. I don't want Prim and Bambi to end up together anymore. The obsession Bambi has had with Prim all these years doesn't feel romantic at this point. it feels unhealthy. If you look back, Bambi doesn't really have anything else in her life except Prim. Everything is about Prim. Everything revolves around Prim. We don't even really know who Bambi is outside of that. She needs to find herself first. And I fully support the breakup, even though I cried so much during that scene. Namtan and Film are such good actresses. They are the reason the show is still watchable despite all the writing blunders. Apparently, investigators also found out that the series was being written while it was already shooting, and different episodes had different writing teams. That actually makes sense. Some episodes give you that punch, and you are like they understood the assignment, and others just feel completely off. GMM doesn't seem to care much either. They feel kind of immune to the backlash. JoJo has been getting a lot of criticism for this. And that's pretty much all about Girl Rules. All the other shows have been really good though. My favorite has to be Shades. I was completely gagged watching it. We're at the end of part 1 now, and they've already announced part 2. The show's going to have a total of 12 episodes as expected. Episode 6 really gave me emotional whiplash. First, my ship Jane and Nano finally had their first kiss. Also, this couple and Ploy, the actress who played Nano, have absolutely gone viral on TikTok, both for visuals and for her character. And my theory turned out to be right. Jane's mom is a lesbian. The moment I saw her, I just knew it. We also had some intense parent moments last week, from Jane's father to Sophie's mom. That woman is a witch. She is extremely manipulative. The way she guilt trips Sophie into feeling responsible for her emotions and even makes Amy feel bad, it's constant emotional manipulation. Sophie has been living in this hyper-vigilant state, and it's very hard to watch. I still remember in a previous episode during the breakup scene, Sophie said the only way out she could think of was if one of them died. So I'm really glad Sophie finally saw through her mother's manipulation and stood up for herself against literal emotional and physical abuse. But I do have a theory that in part 2, Sophie might end up forgiving her mom and falling back into that same manipulative cycle again. I really don't think her mother is going to get help or change anytime soon. I don't want a typical GL ending where abusive parents get one monologue in the final episode and suddenly everything is forgiven. Now moving on to the cutest character in the show, Ayun. She is so damn cute and confident. Like, she just asked Amy to be her girlfriend in front of everyone at the party when the whole school is literally crushing on Amy. And then my girl got cheated on the very next day. I can't forgive Amy for that. I understand Amy's situation with Sophie, but why did Ayun have to go through this? She does not deserve it. The show is taking Amy's playgirl role very seriously and literally. This feels like Ayun's villain origin story. I think she's going to have a bigger role in the second half. Belle punched Sam in the face. I still don't get who the hell invited Sam to that party in the first place. She doesn't even know Teacher Naylin, and here she is acting like it's her house, getting everyone drunk. I really want to see her get dealt with properly. She even exposed Earn to a stalker fan. What the hell? We know nothing about Sam's backstory, and that's what I'm looking forward to in part 2. We also got an interesting production detail about how Amy and Sam ended up making out. The producer explained that they originally planned a scene for episode 1 where Earn hides her identity using a short-haired wig for her OF content, and another scene where Amy and Sophie have a study moment in Sophie's room. But instead of shooting separate versions, they ended up using Amy and Sam to cover both roles. And that's how it all came together. It was actually pretty interesting to hear that behind-the-scenes fun fact. After Sophie, Earn is probably the most tortured character so far. She's been bullied, manipulated, and taken advantage of when she was vulnerable. Her best friend, who she has feelings for, is crushing on her teacher. She's been through so much, and it feels like even more is still coming. The emotional whiplash I'm getting from this show is insane. At least Mink is finally here, but she's already engaged to another woman. My theory is, what if she is engaged to Sam, and Sam is her unseen fiancé, and she's making this content for wedding flowers? Maybe. If Sam is Mink's secret fiancé, for once I'll support cheating. And our mother, who looks scary but is actually a cinnamon roll, has terminal cancer. With both her mother and her mentor battling cancer and the love of her life getting married to another woman, her character really needs a break from this constant torment every episode. I'm also a little confused about Nano's money situation and how she's handling it. I think I'm going to rewatch all 6 episodes again when it starts airing on YouTube so I can properly understand what's going on with her allegedly scamming situation. Did you guys watch the preview for the next part? I'm so grateful they gave us a preview. It doubled the excitement for the show. It was crazy. My favorite ships are breaking up before they even got together. Yeah, very stressful things are waiting for us. Do watch this show and support it. It really deserves it. And now we're finally getting reaction videos, OSTs, and more content from the cast. Even the way they're promoting this show, the content, the visuals, the theme, it's all so creative. Everyone is also really surprised to find out that Ploy, the actress who played Nano, is actually 27. She literally looks like a teenager. And not only that, she used to work as a crew member when Mink saw her, and Mink basically bagged the talent and said she was going to hire her for a GL. I'm also finding out new things, like how some of these couples weren't even originally supposed to be romantically involved, but the chemistry was so strong that they went with it anyway. Belle was supposed to have a boyfriend, but ended up falling for her best friend. Classic lesbian trope. Everyone saw the chemistry, so they changed it and made them a couple. Go watch their orientation. You'll get to know more about the actresses. As emotional as Shades left me, Air helped me recover from it. I watched Shades first and then Air, and let me tell you, I haven't laughed that hard in a while. The moment I saw my trio on screen, I was over the moon, and then Rose came in. It was so funny. That's my favorite scene. I love them so much. I'm really happy to see Nam again. She's playing a house helper again, and Freen is flirting with her. I'm definitely waiting for behind the scenes for that scene. As for Freen and Becky, they are amazing as always. The production is really good. Money is clearly being spent well, just maybe not so much on special effects, which I'll get into later. I love when GLs actually show more of Thai culture and beauty. I'm craving a period historical Thai GL, something like Empress of Ayodhya. Back to Air. North Star investment is clearly paying off, with the series debuting with high ratings and breaking records. And Princess Blue is already getting a bit possessive over Lom. I can already see Blue falling really hard while Lom is the one who fell first. I'm curious who confesses first. It's probably going to be Blue. On the other side we have Helena. Becky's acting is so good here. I saw a spoiler on X talking about this impersonator and her backstory, which really makes me want to read the novel. I have so many questions. Why they're doing, what their villain origin story is, and how they're going to get out of it. I want to read it, but at the same time, I don't want to read the novel because I enjoy watching without spoilers, so I guess I'll just stick to that. Can't wait for the next episode. There are some funny editing blunders though, like the gunshots look very fake, and in one scene, the man who gets shot magically gets healed and appears in the next scene completely fine. And when somebody gets shot, they don't even bleed at all, and all of this is being called out. Other than that, the show is good. It's not as bad as some people are trying to make it sound or calling it outright bad. Since it's hyped as an action series, I think that part is a bit of a stretch. Compared to standard TV series, the action is okay, but not anything jaw-dropping. It's a bit sloppy. They haven't really given their 100% to the fight choreography. If you want the audience to believe that officers like Lom can take down goons single-handedly, at least give us more than average choreography. I even saw comparisons with Heart Code, and I do agree. Heart Code is way better in action scenes than Air. But I'm not here for the action anyway, so it doesn't bother me much. Still, calling it the best action series feels like a stretch. You can enjoy a show and still point out its flaws. Both things can exist at the same time. Please don't come after me. I love Freen and Becky, and I'm here for the girls and the romance, and I'm still enjoying Air. Another show that wrapped up really well is Hometown Romance last week with 7 kittens. If you know, you know, I'm going to miss LMSY on Fridays. Is it just me, or does anyone else feel like Hometown Romance didn't get the hype it deserves? Well, like everyone else, I'm waiting for Change to announce their 4th GL. Although I like how Change is very quick with their announcements and production, for now we just have to wait for any updates on the next series. I think after Chasing Love finishes airing, we'll probably get an announcement, so next 2 months. Please be patient. Fulfill managed to bring the baby storyline back after finding out gay couples can't do IVF in Thailand. And it's actually true. I had no idea about it. I really thought the show was going to abandon that plot, but here we are. Also, Princess Annen's older brother is so annoying in this show. I hate every time he appears on screen. His storyline feels so forced. Why is he getting so much space in a married lesbian couple story? It feels like a constant, stereotypical, and persistent invalidation of their relationship. He really thinks he has a chance. I hate seeing him take up so much screen time in this GL. Anyway, Umbam deserves a novel adaptation. Enemies with Benefits is amazing. I don't really have anything to rant about, except I was hoping to see a little more of Kapuk and Sacy. Hopefully in upcoming episodes we get more of them together. Also, Jing Jing and Jane got their official mascot. GMM announced it yesterday. It's Jewel, a foxy mascot. She's cute, but Jane is sad that people think Jewel doesn't look like her. Bonnie said she can relate to Jane on this one, because Annie is basically just like Emmy. Lastly, By Your Side pilot released, and it's been praised widely. I felt like the pilot ended very quickly. As for the content itself, yes, I liked it. Dialogues were pretty good, and Shelley as a professor, she's really believable in that role. I did see some fans making an issue out of Pundo's character being involved with other women. Some don't want to see that, but fans need to grow up. What are you expecting from a show where the main theme involves sex work? Of course she is going to have intimate interactions with other women besides Shelley, and it's not the first time either. It's a bit insane to be mad over that. This is acting, and if they're okay with it and the role requires it, then so be it. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.